It's hard to believe that what I'm about to report on is even a real thing, but folks, this goes to show you the state of the Republican Party that has been taken over by Maga, which is the top Maga Republican influencers, their top spokespeople, their top media personalities are all out there attacking Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and saying that their relationship is part of a democratic psychological operation to undermine Donald Trump because Taylor Swift once told people to go out there and register to vote. So for months now, MAGA Republicans have been relentlessly attacking Taylor Swift. I'm going to show you in a little bit. Donald Trump's lawyer, Alina Habba, just very recently posted a meme which says that girls and women should be more like Alina Habba than Taylor Swift from a MAGA influencer and influencers who have been spreading that meme. This is some really bizarre stuff that's almost too weird to believe, but this is MAGA for you, fascism plus idiocracy. We did a story about it on MeidasTouch.com called Taylor Swift Causes MAGA Meltdown. Get ready for a woke Super Bowl. It's really the stuff that MAGA is talking about. Right-wing conspiracy theorists in the MAGA movement, some of the key MAGA movement players, have a difficult time coping right now with the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs, led by an incredible game from their star tight end Travis Kelce, defeated the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC Championship game to advance to the Super Bowl. Kelce's girlfriend, Taylor Swift, was on the field to celebrate with him with a congratulatory kiss, but MAGA is fuming right now. And so what is the source of MAGA animosity towards this couple? Yes, there are some that are just focused on monetizing their social media accounts with clickbait angertainment designed to trigger people to engage with them because for them traffic is money. Those are relatively easy to spot and best ignored, but it also is a reason to post screenshots of their comments rather than engage directly with their accounts so as to not feed these trolls. But there's a group of MAGA influencers, though, who are quite serious about their conspiracy that this relationship is a contrived con job to make the NFL money because they claim, MAGA claims, the NFL so woke, and to re-elect President Joe Biden. We did a story about this 6 weeks ago as well, but generally the conspiracy theory by these top MAGA Republican influencers goes like this: that President Biden wanted to find a way to chip away at the MAGA base of beer-drinking white male football fans by luring an immensely popular NFL star like Travis Kelce into the fold. Who better to do this for the deep state operatives than a beautiful, wealthy, and talented pop star? They point to the additional, quote, evidence that Kelce is now a major endorser for Bud Light and the Pfizer COVID vaccine. So these right-wing MAGA leaders believe that close to the presidential election, Swift and Kelce are going to join forces in an effort to register and turn out a massive number of Swifties and football fans to vote for Joe Biden. Now, the influence Taylor Swift on her fans is undeniable. It's also true that a huge percentage of them are younger people who have never voted or maybe voted in one election. Many are not active politically and may not be well versed on all of the issues. They may also be leery for voting for a candidate who is 80 years old. According to MAGA, that is where Swift comes in. Although she was clearly a Biden supporter in 2020, Swift has been somewhat cautious not to go all in on political activism by endorsing candidates or appearing at political events. She has largely focused on attempts to register voters, knowing at the same time that the vast majority of our fans who do register will be voting Democratic. But the fear among MAGA is that Swift may take her activism one step further in this election in order to finally vanquish Trump. And if she is joined by Kelce, that would make her message that much more effective. And that's where you get all of these posts from. So Here are some screenshots across the spectrum of MAGA mania about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. You have Drew Hernandez writes, Taylor Swift will be politically activated soon by the Democrat Party to further emotionally manipulate millions of American females, predominantly the youth, to raise another generation to commit infanticide and support the party that will save their so-called right to do so. You have Jack Posobiec and Vivek Ramaswamy. First Vivek goes, I wonder who's going to win the Super Bowl next month. And I wonder if there's a major presidential endorsement coming from an artificially, culturally propped up couple this fall. Just some wild speculation over here. Let's see how it ages over the next 8 months. And MAGA Republican influencer Jack Posobiec goes, thinking about when Taylor Swift called out the Soros family in 2019 for buying the rights to her music, and then how she came out a super liberal in 2020. So they're saying that this is part of some deep state psychological op involving the Soros family, why Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are in a relationship together. You have Candace Taylor say, I tried to warn y'all back in October that the influence of Taylor Swift on our youth with witchcraft was demonic, evil, Luciferian. Of course, Satan wants to use her now to elect Joe back into the White House to destroy what's left of America. No surprise here. Mike Crispy writes, the NFL is totally rigged for the Kansas City Chiefs, Taylor Swift, Mr. Pfizer, Travis Kelce, all to spread Democrat propaganda, calling it now that Kansas City wins, goes to the Super Bowl. Swift comes out at the halftime show and endorses Joe Biden with Kelce at midfield. It's all been an op since day one. MAGA Republican Benny Johnson, who hosts shows with Turning Point's Charlie Kirk, says the NFL is rigged, and it shows a Roman Coliseum matched with an NFL Coliseum, and says, give them bread and circuses, and they will never revolt. Again, pushing this deranged conspiracy that this is part of a psychological operation. Matt Couch writes, Taylor Swift has made one of America's most loved teams the most hated. Tommy Laren says, I used to like Taylor Swift, but now that the media has decided her every breath is breaking news, I find her annoying as F word, and it's not really even her fault. Stop covering her like this too much. End wokeness, one of these far right-wing accounts says, what's happening with Taylor Swift is not organic and natural. It's an op. We all feel it. We all know it. This guy, Scott Greer, writes, these are all MAGA Republicans. To those who might say the right needs its own Taylor Swift for young women to look up to, I answer already, we have one. Her name is Lauren Boebert. Here is another one from Fox. Touchdown. Taylor Swift lands in Baltimore ahead of AFC Championship. Jet belches tons of CO2 emissions. So that's Fox trying to attack her. The famous cat turd, MAGA Republican cat turd account, writes, Go Ravens. So tired of seeing Taylor Swift. The Super Bowl would be unwatchable if she was there. That's all we'd see or hear about. And by the way, Fox is talking about this like a lot. I'll just show you a segment right here where they call on someone from the right-wing sports network Outkick, and she talks about how we need to stop Taylor Swift, she says. Here, play this clip.
Has sent out tweets before supporting Joe Biden, so they're not necessarily barking up the wrong tree here. That could happen.
Yeah, she endorsed him in 2020. She definitely doesn't look wishy-washy, but actually it's funny. You and I, before we started this segment, we both said that we were cheering for the opposite team, the Ravens, to beat out the Chiefs, just because we have had enough of Taylor Swift for now. But here's the facts. Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, and now there's an online plea circulating that is begging people to become Niners fans for the next 2 weeks, just so it doesn't raise Travis Kelce, a.k.a. Mr. Pfizer's star power, along with, of course, Taylor Swift, because it is so scary. There was a recent poll. 1/5 of Taylor Swift fans said they would back whichever candidate that she endorsed.
And this is a clip of Charlie Kirk previously talking about how he claims that Taylor Swift is part of a PSYOP her and Travis Kelce's relationship. Here, play this clip.
Deep, because it's not a conspiracy. It's totally a conspiracy. Travis Kelce is an op. He's an average football player who happens to have one of the greatest NFL quarterbacks ever. And then you have Taylor Swift, who's also an op, who sells out audit. And I'm supposed to believe that, oh, a love story. I just happened to stumble into Mr. Pfizer, Mr. State Farm, just in time for the 2024 election. I don't believe it.
Mr. Pfizer.
Just in time.
The Pfizer thing is weird.
For the 2024 election?
It's 100%.
Let's bring this in.
It's 100% of 2024 get out the vote operation to go through middle America, to press the Maga vote, try to win single women, all under a Pfizer's pharmaceutical regime so that we live in a dystopian hellscape. Jack,
all right.
Here's the post by Alina Habba, by the way, where she reposts this. Who thinks the country needs a lot more women like Alina Habba and a lot less like Taylor Swift? And Alina Habba posted a GIF of someone saying thank you, saying, in other words, saying that she thinks that she's better than Taylor Swift, or there needs to be more Alina Habbas than Taylor Swift. Here's a clip of Donald Trump claiming that his song with the January 6th insurrectionists gets more views, or more people listen to his song than Taylor Swift, which is false. But again, it's just part of this obsession. Play this clip.
By the way, that's sort of like
Are you really beating Taylor Swift, by the way?
Yeah, I did. The J6 is beating Taylor Swift. It's Donald Trump and the J6 prisoners.
The Pledge of Allegiance.
On iTunes and on Amazon and on Billboard, which is the big deal. #1, Donald Trump. So now I feel like Elvis, because now we've done The Apprentice. That was a great success. We did. Now I've done a recording, or whatever you call it. But no, it was #1. And you know what that is? That's a tribute to the fact that people feel the J6 people have been very unfairly treated.
I like this post right here from Peter Henline, who was a DeSantis supporter, but what he says is true here about Trump and the modern day Republican Party. He goes, I think this is the GOP game plan for 2024. Use all incoming donations for Trump's personal legal bills, leaving nothing for advertising or get out the vote. Pray the Supreme Court rules that Trump has dictatorial immunity. Have Trump constantly talk about his cognitive tests on the campaign trail. Really make it a central theme of the campaign. Focus a massive amount of attention on female pop stars. Make sure crazies like Carrie Lake get the nomination for down ballot races. Then when they get crushed in what is going to be a disastrous election for the GOP, they will do a combination of blaming others and claiming it was rigged instead of facing the obvious reality. And I just showed you there that they're spending an exorbitant amount of time attacking Taylor Swift. It's just, as I always say, MAGA equals fascism plus idiocracy. And fortunately, the idiocracy far exceeds their ability to implement their fascist designs. But this is just some weird stuff, folks. Anyway, tell me what you think in the comments below. I'm Ben Meiselas. This is the MeidasTouch Network. Let's get to 3 million subscribers and have a good day.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Midas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.